Hey y'all, for this midweek devotional, I want to look at something just to see if we're awake enough in the present moment. Far too often we're just in the busyness and the rush of life, and we're just moving, racing downstairs or racing upstairs or getting from point A to point B and constantly just on the go for things. We always seem to be thinking 3 or 4 or 5 steps ahead. And I sometimes wonder if we're awake enough in the present moment to see what God's asking us to do. Or are we too often caught up in the busyness of life? Too caught up just thinking about 3 steps ahead to even be aware of the step in front of us. And I just want to share a story with you. It's found in the Gospel of Luke. And it's in chapter 7. And I just want to read it to you. And it's kind of as Jesus is heading into a town. And I just want to read what happens because I just think it's really interesting. And it makes me kind of reflect about how we need to be intentional and awake in the present moment that we're in, instead of constantly always thinking so many moves ahead. And this is what we read in Luke chapter 7. We read this. Soon afterward, he went to a town called Nain, and his disciples and a great crowd went with him. As he drew near to the gate of the town, behold, a man who had died was being carried out, the only son of his mother, and she was a widow, and a considerable crowd from the town was with her. And when the Lord saw her, he had compassion on her, and said to her, "Do not weep." Then he came up and touched the bier, and the bearer stood still. And he said, "Young man, I say to you, arise." And the dead man sat up and began to speak. And Jesus gave him to his mother. Fear seized them all, and they glorified God, saying, "A great prophet has risen among us, and God has visited his people." And this report about him spread through the whole of Judah and all the surrounding country. I often wonder, reading that, what if Jesus would have been caught up in the next thing? Yeah, he's constantly doing things. He's constantly moving, and he had a pretty big thing to do while he was here on Earth. So I sometimes wonder, what if he was too caught up? What if he would have missed that moment? And I love the part where it says, and she was a widow, and a considerable crowd from the town was with her. And when the Lord saw her, he had compassion on her. He had compassion. And I wonder if he would have been 5 steps ahead, like we often are, thinking about, things so far off in the future. Would he have been able to see her in that present moment and have compassion? How often do we walk past situations, just speeding past things? Because, we got to get to the grocery store. I have to get my kids to soccer. I have to pick them up. And I'm always on the go. I'm always thinking about the next thing. Or in the middle of doing something, I'm thinking about, bills coming up or plans for the weekend or family events coming up in the future. Or, what COVID stuff might look like a couple months from now. And, speculating that in my head. And I'm constantly caught up in this future thinking that I'm missing these present moments. And I think when we look at the Gospels and we look at Jesus, he was always aware of the present moment in front of him. And we're not Jesus. We're not going to be as, perfect as he was. But I think we can follow that. We can try to be aware in the present moment. We can try to stop thinking so far ahead. Take a step back and be aware of where we're at now. Hold on to those little moments that might happen with our kids or with loved ones. Or be aware when we're at the grocery store, just to see if someone else is in pain that we know. And if there's a doorway for us to open up and provide help or assistance, be aware of that. just being willing to be caught up in that present moment that we're in. Because Jesus was. And because of that, he noticed this lady who lost her son and was a widow. And he had compassion. It makes me think, me and Kim, one time we were buying groceries when we were young and just lived here and just had Caleb, and I was working at Pizza Hut, and we didn't have enough money. So we went to pay, and like 2 times we got the ba-bow, nothing came through. And, I'm getting stressed and anxious, and, we're trying to figure it out, and we're really worried because it was, grocery bills. It was our 2 weeks of groceries. Like, it wasn't a cheap $20 thing, and I was really worried. I was scared. And we thought we got it sorted. We weren't 100% sure, but after the cashier moved us along and kept our stuff and said we could come back and pay for it after we got it sorted, we thought we did enough. So we went to go give it another go. Went to go pay. And the cashier told us that they were already paid for. The person behind us paid for our groceries, but made the cashier wait until after he was out of the store to tell us. And that was such an amazing blessing to Kim and I that's had an impact and it's helped us to, try to show compassion and, bring that same gift to others. But I often wonder, what if, whoever it was behind us in checkout, what if he just would have been cranky? What if he would have been, or not cranky, what if he would have been, caught up in all the other things happening in life? All the next things, all the things on our to-do list to tick off. And what if we were just getting in the way of that? Would he have responded the same? He or she, because I don't really know. They said gentleman, but who knows? The cashier could have been tricking me because I ran outside looking for someone and never found anyone. Don't even know what I was looking for either. I was probably just overwhelmed with joy. But I often wonder, whoever it was caught up in that present moment. He saw me there with my family, worried and anxious. And he saw an opportunity to do something. And it had an amazing impact on Kim and I, and has led to us doing some of the stuff we've done in life, which has impacted others and had a butterfly effect. So I wonder, are we willing to sometimes take a step back and be aware in the present moment? Because I feel God has so much in store for us, and he wants us to be a part of it. And the first step is to be aware of what's happening around us, like he was, like we find in countless stories in the Gospels, where Jesus is aware of those around him. So I want to encourage you this week to try and be aware of those around you and the present moments that you're in. May God's grace and peace be with you.